日本時間4月9日、米国時間8日、敵地ワシントン DC のナショナルズパークで行われた MLB 公式戦で、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースがワシントン、ナショナルズと対戦した。注目はやはり、二刀流スーパースター、大谷翔平、ドジャース、前日の試合で左腕投手を相手にシングル、三塁打、ホームランと大爆発、打率を304まで急上昇させており、今日もその活躍が期待された。一方、チームは日本での開幕戦後、帰国直後の疲れもあり調子を落としている状況。指揮官のデーブ・ロバーツ監督は、守備ミスが多く、集中力が欠けている、と危機感を募らせている。特にこの日の試合はブレイク・スネル投手が肩の炎症で離脱したため、若手のジャスティン・ロブレスキー投手が先発マウンドに立った。また、キャッチャーのウィル・スミスは試合前の取材で、昨年の世界一をもう一度、と連覇への意欲を示した。番組、アクセス、スポーツネット、ドジャースは、試合の詳細、ロバーツ監督やスミス選手へのインタビューを交え、この日の大谷翔平の活躍を徹底分析した。それでは引き続き、日本語字幕付きでお楽しみください。
Hey, listen, you're going to play 162 games, okay? You go to Tokyo, you got a lot of fanfare there, rightfully so. You're the defending champions. You go to Tokyo, win 2-0, outstanding job. Come back home, have a great opening week at home, get your rings. Sometimes the travel to the East Coast, there could be a little bit of a lull, hiccup, or maybe a little bit of a lack of concentration. That is the human element. That's what makes this game so tough, and that's why it's a grind. So is it surprising to me that some of the errors, physical and also mental on the base pass, have occurred? It doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, you make these players aware of it. Hey, if we don't play our best baseball, it doesn't matter who we're playing, we can get beat at any given night. So hopefully the Dodgers start to clean it up tonight.
Plus, as you know, Jerry, if you're the Dodgers with this payroll, you're the defending World Series champions. When you go on the road, especially to a place like Washington, D.C., they have this series circled on their calendar.
Without question. Listen, Mookie Betts said it last year before the season at FanFest. We're going to get everybody's best shot, everybody's best punch. That happened last year, and guess what? It's going to happen even more this year because you're now the defending World Series champion. So I don't care if you're the Washington Nationals, the Phillies, it doesn't really matter. You're going to get everybody's best because when you're young, especially when you're young, Gonzo, you know this is my time to shine. I got nothing to lose here. I've got to play my best, and sometimes you play players that have nothing to lose, it can be very dangerous.
David Martinez went out there and played a playoff game yesterday. He put his closer for a 5-out save in April. It was his third day in a row pitching. He told his team, hey, I'm going to go play this game to win because I want you guys to learn how to beat these type of teams. And that was exactly what Mookie Betts was talking about. They're going to get their best, and because a manager with a young squad, he needs to win that game to teach his players something that they can win these type of games.
J.J. Redick is experiencing now his first year as a Lakers coach. Everybody seems to get healthy to play against the Lakers. Why? Because it's L.A. Everybody hates the Lakers. Everybody hates the Dodgers. It just comes with the territory. So you know what? Everybody envies us for a reason. That's why you're going to get everybody's best punch.
All right, let's get right to Dave Roberts' lineup card for the middle game of this series. They're going up against an opener for the Nationals today. The top four remain the same as last night. Shohei coming off a big game, followed by Mookie, then Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez. Michael Conforto gets the start in left field. Kike is at first, Max Muncy at third. Andy Pages back in there in center, and Austin Barnes will catch Justin Robleski, just called up from Oklahoma City. Jerry, what sticks out to you?
Well, I'm going to show you, Tiny. Last night, 3 for 4 was a double shy of the cycle. I'm going to need a little bit better effort tonight from Shohei Ohtani. 4-hit night, Shohei. You heard me. Let's do this.
There you go. There you go. I'm looking at the middle of the lineup. After you get through Teo there, you got Michael Conforto, Kike, Max Muncy, who had a great at-bat in the 9th inning yesterday. Continue to see those guys swing the bat well.
All right, so it's Justin Robleski starting tonight in place of Blake Snell, who went on the injured list with shoulder inflammation. Kirsten Watson is with the Dodgers in D.C. She joins us live with an update on Blake Snell. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. And yeah, yesterday, actually, Blake Snell, he addressed the media talking about going on the IL with that shoulder inflammation. Said he's been dealing with it for the last 3 weeks, but he was hoping that he was going to be able to play through it. However, back in Philly, he was throwing a bullpen and he realized it was just time to shut things down for a bit. Dr. Neil Elitrosh was actually with the team yesterday and was able to talk to Blake, kind of get some thoughts on kind of where he's at out right now with that shoulder inflammation. And Dave Roberts gave us the update today.
Blake Snell is going to be shut down till Monday. So that's all. We're going to just rest it. Nothing else. Just rest till Monday, and we'll see. We'll pick back up from there.
How do you kind of gauge that, like in terms of best to worst case scenario? Like, is that something like welcome news for you?
I would say that's best case scenario. So given where we're at in the time of year, for there not to be any type of intervention of any kind after the scan and just taking 7 days of rest was the best case scenario.
He had said he'd been pitching through that for about 3 weeks. Was that something that you guys were kind of aware of?
I didn't know about it. I really didn't. So, you know, how much he divulged to the training staff, the pitching coaches, kept some to himself. So for me personally, I didn't know that he was dealing with shoulder soreness.
Is that one of those things where just starting a new contract, big contract, you kind of want to fill some expectations maybe driving that?
I think it's a combo. You know, I mean, people aren't always 100%, and sometimes you want to push through things. But yeah, so I just didn't know about it.
So like Dave Roberts has said, when it comes to Blake Snell, things right now are best case scenario when it comes to that shoulder inflammation. Blake did say that with the MRI, it showed no structural damage. And at yesterday's point, everything was on the table in regard to a potential injection, in regard to treatment. But it does sound like Dr. Elitrosh said that that's not the case. They're just shutting him down until Monday. He's hopeful that he's only going to be missing a few starts. But of course, they're going to make sure that he's fully healed and ready to get back on the mound, guys. Hi, John. And yeah, Justin's coming off of not only a fantastic first start in AAA, as you mentioned, but a really strong spring training in which a lot of eyes were impressed. He's come in, you can just tell how he carries himself. He's more confident and has learned from some of those challenges he had at the end of last year. Dave Roberts talked about Justin today and what he expects to see from him, and how he's prepared for this moment right now.
He's grown. You know, I think that most young players, I like the stuff. It's a good fastball. I think the thing with Justin is he's understanding how to use his secondary pitches to kind of keep guys, major league hitters, off balance and not trying to always overpower them. This is a young ball club that swings the bats. They put the ball in play. And so it's going to be a good challenge, and we got to play good defense behind him. But, you know, I think he should have a good one if his secondary is where it needs to be.
How much of like the pitching front to back is stuff that like you guys as an organization pressed upon him? How much of that is like maybe having the experience in the big leagues last year and seeing that maybe bullying guys' fastball isn't going to work?
It's a combo. I think more pitching coach driven and also major league hitter driven. I think the best kind of gauge on success or potential adjustments any player needs to make is the players themselves. And so as a pitcher, when you're not being able to put guys away or giving up hard contact, there's telling you got to change. And so he learned on the fly, and he's doing a good job adjusting.
So with Justin, this spring when talking to him, he said that he just feels more confident coming into this year. He recognizes what was working for him last year and what didn't work. And like Dave Roberts said, just unable to really bully guys. These are big league hitters, so he's going to have to be really strong with his secondary pitches. But they have been feeling good for Justin, just how they've been playing out of his hands so far this year. Now with him stepping in for Blake Snell, who's on the IL with that shoulder inflammation, Blake's hoping that he's only going to be down for maybe a few starts. So there could be some opportunity for Justin Robleski to step in. But Dave Roberts was saying he wasn't ready to commit to that just yet, just considering what the schedule looks like moving forward, guys.
All right, well, heading into yesterday's game, Shohei Ohtani only had 4 hits and 20 at-bats against left-handed pitching. All were singles. We talked about it yesterday. But then he went out and singled, tripled, and homered off Nationals lefty Mackenzie Gore. So Shohei has boosted his batting average against lefties to 304 and the OPS back up to 826. Amazing what a day at the plate early in the season can do for a guy, especially Shohei. And Jerry, you say it all the time. The players watch our shows, and clearly Shohei was watching us yesterday on the Spectrum app, of course, and he heard us talking about his lack of production early this season against lefties. because he made up for it in a big way.
Well, Johnny, you remember, these guys have their iPads, right? iPad with exit velo, their spin rate off the bat or whatever they're doing. They also have their own personal iPhones, iPad, and they're watching our show. And what? I'm doing what against lefties? I'm going to show those guys. So we're going to go Access 360 and really break down the big show. Really irked by our pre-game show. Oh, you're saying I can't hit lefties? I'm going to take Gore right there. I'm going to take that slider 1-0. Okay? I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Gets another slider. Tip your hat right there, 2-0. Oh, I'm going to get a fastball. Boom. I was ahead in the count 2-0. I got 94 coming in, about 101 going out, 378 feet on a line. The first baseman could have caught this ball if he jumped, but he didn't. Outstanding job, head down on contact. This ball is center cut, and he does not miss this fastball. And it's so good to see. See the swing there, Agon right there? Head behind the baseball. Great finish and follow through. And once again, these guys, and this is what makes guys like Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Gonzo when he played, you tell them that they're not doing something, they can flip the switch instantly. He did that last night. So you guys really got Shohei Ohtani going.
We're team players, Jerry.
Well, I wasn't critical.
We wanted to do well.
But I wasn't critical of Shohei. I wasn't.
We weren't either.
Shohei's going to be just fine.
We were just stating numbers.
Okay.
And facts.
All right.
Hey, Shohei got the job done. He heard us and said, like, I'm going to show them, and he went out there and did it. That's what great players do.
That's right. Jerry, you just needed someone to be a little more critical of you when you played.
Exactly.
Yeah,
everybody was too nice to you.
Yeah, I had earplugs, though.
He is America's catcher, so of course Will Smith was our request during the Dodgers trip to our nation's capital. Smith not in the starting lineup today, but he is our Dodger voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
We're in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., and you guys went to the White House yesterday, the Capitol today. It's been a busy few days, but how special has it been just to have this experience and another way to celebrate the 2024 season?
Yeah, it's been really cool, you know, celebrating our World Championship last year. Yeah, you know, just seeing all the history at the White House, the ceremony, the Oval Office was really, really cool. And then, yeah, going to the Capitol today, meeting some senators, seeing, you know, the Capitol building, their offices, you know, riding the tram in between buildings was cool. So, you know, just cool to see just all the history of the buildings and, you know, be here for, you know, for a special reason.
When you think about just all of this celebration for that 2024 season and the team and success you guys had, does it excite you just for the opportunity that's now in front of you with the 2025 season and how you guys are hoping to repeat what you all were able to do last year?
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's a lot of momentum with us right now. Through the offseason, signing some really talented players, guys we competed against. You know, that's exciting, and you know, also it's exciting. You know, the possibility of repeating. You know, I don't remember the last team that's done that, and to have that opportunity is, you know, it's a challenge, but something we're looking forward to.
What about the return of Dustin May? I mean, I know spring training, it was the emotions and just the excitement, but yesterday for him to be able to just kind of be past the emotional aspect of this return and just back to playing baseball, what have you been seeing from him, and how has he stood out to you?
Yeah, I think obviously going back to when we got drafted together, so I've known him 9-10 years now. Kind of what he's gone through the past few years is, you know, we're just grateful to have him back, and it's good to see him out there on the mound, you know, getting the ball every 5-6 days for us. I'm just happy for him as a person and a player. But yeah, yesterday he looked really good. First couple innings took him a little bit to settle in, then kind of settled in and you know, dominated for the next 3-4 innings.
Yeah. For you personally, though, just offensively, whether it's coming in clutch with a big hit, the right time, in different situations, how are you feeling just offensively? It's still very early in the season, which kind of feels crazy to say, but it is. How are you feeling just at the plate and kind of with how things have been going?
Yeah, feeling decent at the plate. You know, honestly, getting some cheap hits. Not cheap hits, they're, you know, tough knocks, but driving guys in, squaring up the ball. You know, always working to get better. Working with, you know, Rob and Bates and JT down there. But yeah, seeing the ball well, you know, swinging at the right pitches, which, you know, in turn, you know, brings good results.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I do want to hit on just going back to the World Series, that final out, Walker Buehler and you guys, you held on to the baseball for that final out, and you actually auctioned it up. It recently sold, so first, congratulations, and all the proceeds are going back to Los Angeles and everyone impacted by the fires. Just to be able to share that with the community and to share that, to give back, what does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, it's obviously a really cool, you know, item from the World Series, the last out. It's a special ball. It means, you know, so much to the Dodgers and the LA community. So, for the Buellers and us to, auction it off for, directly for fire relief and giving back to families and schools, in the LA area. It's, it's really cool to be in that position, to be able to do that.
All right, John, welcome to D.C. and welcome to Tuesday Night Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA. Brought to you by Arco, the middle game in this three-game series, the Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. We welcome you inside. Joe Davis, Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson joins us in a moment. The Dodgers have dropped 3 of their first 4 games on this trip, and last night a snapshot of kind of how the losses have been. Sloppy defense leading to a lot of those runs.
Yeah, it really has. And look, at the Dodgers are trying to avoid their first 3-game losing streak. They've got the right man on the mound tonight, Justin Robleski. I think he's going to go out and throw well. He'll attack this young lineup. And I think the Dodgers are going to swing the bats. Probably a bullpen game for the Nationals.
Let's go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, just hitting on those errors. If you look at how the season started, those first 6 games, 0 errors. The last 6, though, however, the team has had 7 errors. So we're talking to Dave Roberts as well as some of the guys. He has said just due to the talent on this group, the errors are a little bit of disconcerting. However, they do recognize that this game can be cyclical at times, and they're looking to clean things up. With the win tonight, they do think it's going to pose a bit of a challenge, but they know they got to clean things up on the defensive side of this game, guys.
All right, Kirsten, still plenty of good things to talk about. And right at the top of the order, the most obvious one, Shohei Ohtani, a 3-hit game last night, fell a double shy of the cycle.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see, especially he had a 1 for 11 in Philly, but he came out last night, hits that home run, and just looked like the Shohei that we are used to seeing. If he can set the tone, get a little assistance from some of his teammates, it'll be a nice offensive night for the Dodgers.
Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Arco. Quality gas for less, now with rewards. Frostbite warning at Nationals Park. 44 degrees, feels like -10. Gusting up to 28 miles per hour, and that's what the guys during batting practice are talking about, really feeling it cold, but then that wind blows, and that's when it's like, man, oh man, when is it time to get back to Los Angeles? Some details on that wind. As you get higher and higher, the wind blows harder and harder. It's funny talking to the hitters. They're like, hey, so it helps out that the wind is not at the pitches to make them do funny things, but at the same time, because the wind's coming in, it's going to knock down anything I hit well. Other than that, a great day to hit. It was cold yesterday as well. Didn't keep Shohei Ohtani from having a great day, finishing a double shy of the cycle after his 1 for 11 in Philadelphia with 5 strikeouts. Had a home run, went 3 for 4 with a walk, and looked like himself. 6-4 win for the Nationals yesterday. Their 3rd in a row after their 1-6 start. Well, the Dodgers have dropped 3 of 4 on this trip after starting the season 8-0. Ohtani climbs in, Lord comes home, and off we go. Now Shohei, the 3 hits and a walk yesterday. The average back above 300, the OPS above 1,000. How do you get yourself ready for a game like this?
I mean, honestly, as a hitter, I used to go up there and I would take as many pitches as possible and just try to see, because just as hard as it is to hit, it's also difficult for the pitcher to control pitches. This was one of those games where you hope to eke out a walk or 2, maybe a sacrifice fly. But just not a lot of fun if you hit the ball and it's not on the barrel.
1-2 from Lord. Ohtani watches it miss away. Dodgers trying to get off to a better start. They actually have a negative run differential in the first 4 innings of games this year, and so they've trailed in 10 of their 12 games. On a 2-2, Ohtani takes outside, ball 3.
See Lord starting on the very first base side of the rubber, and everything he's thrown to Ohtani has been arm side, so away from Ohtani.
Here in his 4th major league appearance, firing a payoff and striking Ohtani out.
Changed things up a little bit. He'd been going away with all of his pitches. This one starts on the inner part of the plate, works its way a bit back over the middle, but ties up Shohei there.
Dodgers in a 5-0 hole, about to get their second trip to the lineup here. Ohtani struck out his first time. Lord starting this bullpen game. Struck out Ohtani for his first career strikeout to start this game. Wonder if they got that ball. Got a sticker on that bad boy. We've authenticated the authentication. It did happen. Rick put a sticker on it. And he's ahead of him 0-2. Want another ball. Shaking that shoulder a little bit. Down on strikes again. And we'll have to keep an eye on it. It's alarming seeing him crank that shoulder around, that surgically repaired shoulder. And then a less than full swing there. Back to the top in Ohtani. Happy to have Lord out of there. First 2 strikeouts. Or first strikeout of Lord's career was of Ohtani. Got him again the second time. It's been a seesaw of a road trip for Shohei with a 1 of 11 in Philadelphia, finishing a double shy of the cycle last night. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks tonight. Speaking of Frank Robinson, you may have heard his name tied to Shohei recently. He's the first guy and the only guy other than Frank to win the MVP in both leagues. Frank did it in Cincinnati 1961 and then in Baltimore in 1966, and actually had a season in LA late in his career.
Shohei still looking to get on track tonight. He's got the longest active on base streak in all of baseball right now, 27 games.
Back to mid-September of last year. Garcia gets there and gets Ohtani. Nice play by Luis Garcia for the second out of the 5th. This will be our All-State Good Hands replay.
Yeah, we saw Garcia make an easy play look a lot more difficult. That one right there made a difficult play look easy. Does a nice job, gets there, able to make the throw. Ohtani hustling down there.
Takes a hit away from Shohei. 2 gone in the 5th for Mookie Betts, and ball 1. Barnes retired. Ohtani coming up. Giving Herbalta a chance to do a warm-up throw or 2. After that mini delay, Shohei's 0 for 3 after the 3 for 4 game last night. Well, a cold nothing new for the native of Oshu, Japan, where it snows for a lot of the year, and they have to play with colored baseballs for a chunk of their season up there. Just to be able to find it in the snow. Swats one to left. On comes Call. He's got it.
開幕から世界王者としての重圧を背負い続けるロサンゼルス・ドジャース。その中で再び主役に躍り出たのはやはりこの男、大谷翔平だった。敵地ワシントンで行われたシリーズ第2戦、前夜にトリプル、シングル、そして特大の本塁打を放ち、あと2塁打でサイクルヒットという圧巻の活躍を見せた大谷は、この日もまたチームを勢いづける存在感を見せつけた。開幕から遠征続き、さらに東京での開幕シリーズ、そして本拠地開幕戦と、メディアとファンの注目が集中する中、選手たちの集中力が一時的に揺らぐのは人間らしい要素だと監督は語る。しかし、それでも大谷翔平だけは違った。昨日の放送で左投手に打てていないと話題になっていた。ならば見せてやろう。とばかりに、前夜の試合で左腕マッケンジー、 5話から3安打を記録。今季左投手に対する打率を3割超にまで押し上げた。この反発力、瞬時に結果を出す能力、まさに野球の神に選ばれし男というほかない。選手たちは我々の番組を見ていると笑う解説者に対し、俺が左に打てないならば証明するとばかりに放った一撃は、観客の度肝を抜く弾丸ライナーとなってスタンドに突き刺さった。打球速度は160キロ超、飛距離は約115メートル。一塁手がジャンプすれば届いたかもしれないが、あまりの速度に手が出せなかったという。その裏で先発したのは、ブレイク・スネルの負傷によって昇格したばかりの若手、ジャスティン・ロブレスキー。指揮官ロバーツ監督は、彼は変化球の使い方を覚えつつある。力だけではメジャー打者は抑えられないという現実を去年学んだ、と語り、大きな期待を寄せる。勢いのあるナショナルズ打線相手に、いかに冷静にリードを刻めるか。若き力とベテランの融合がドジャースの新たな柱となる日も近い。さらにチームはホワイトハウスや連邦議会を訪問し、昨季の世界一を称える式典にも参加。この特別な体験は選手たちの士気をさらに高めている。もう一度この景色を見たい。連覇を果たすのは容易ではないが、我々にはその資格があると語る捕手ウィル・スミスの言葉からもドジャースの強い覚悟がにじみ出ていた。大谷翔平、ロブレスキー、そしてスミス、それぞれが持つ役割の中で、チームは確実に次なる頂へと進もうとしている。エラーの増加や連敗の不安がささやかれる中でも、大谷のバットが、若手の台頭が、再びドジャースを光の道へ導くのだ。だからこそ、我々は今、目撃しなければならない王者の戦い、そして未来を照らす男たちの物語を。この感動と興奮をあなたはどう受け止めましたか？コメントで感想を聞かせてください。そしてこの戦いの続きを一緒に追いかけたい方は、ぜひ、いいね、と、コメントをよろしくお願いします。